Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Hollow Knight. Last time on Hollow Knight, I confronted the thief, Millibell Moneybags, who stole my money, disguised as an innocent banker. This time I intend to spend that money on an upgraded charm, and if we have enough, an upgraded nail. My other primary objectives in this video are to search the City of Tears for secrets, and to complete another entry in my Hunter's Journal from the City of Tears. So I'm going to start searching, well, here, in the... what tower am I in? The Pleasure House. So I'm going to start searching in here in the Pleasure House. Don't really think there's anything here. And then I'm going to go to the other two towers. That's the Tower of Love and the Watcher's Spire next. All three of the towers of the City of Tears are places that I've been through recently, so I'm not exactly expecting to find anything new there. So the first part of this episode will be going through those towers. That leaves me plenty of time. Let's look at this. Marissa! That gives me plenty of time to theoretically talk about things. So this we've found before. This is where the kitchen is. And we found a ghost here previously that was improperly serving rancid eggs to his customers. So I'm going to spend a lot of the time of this episode talking about guesses I have. And those guesses are related to a major thing that I've discovered last time. At least I hope it's a major thing. There's a poem that I discovered last episode. The poem was deep underground in Kingdom's Edge, and reading it required me to wear the Spore Shroom charm. And I believe that was significant. So I'm going to go line by line through the poem. Ooh, the songstress Marissa, a voice to ease all burdens and still all troubled minds. So that was the Pleasure House. So where are we on the map? There, that's what I wanted to look at. So I'm going to look through this room first, and then head to the right. And I'm gonna go to the King's Station and take a quick jaunt to Dirtmouth to spend my money before we go actually through the other towers. So that poem. I'm going to go line by line through that poem and tell you all of the things that I think it could possibly have meant. So first, we speak the path of the Master Herald. He would signal an age's end. This is where I just was, right? No. This is one of the little rooms that I can go in. Ooh, did I discover that before? I did not. Oh. What? I'm supposed to attack this thing? My light is the only true light. Follow me. Let me check my Hunter's Journal. The gorgeous husk retains the instinct to hoard geo. Well, I have just discovered one of the last remaining enemies in my Hunter's Journal that I did not know about. So this was already a huge success. Anyway, I was trying to talk about the poem. So the first line in the poem, I'll say it again. We speak the path of the Master Herald, he would signal an age's end. This, I believe, is the purpose of the poem, it tells you what the purpose of the poem is. And the purpose of the poem is to indicate locations where the Master Herald goes or has gone. This is where I just was. I get a little bit confused by this room, I think. Now, there are only 3 characters in this game right now that I can think of we are searching for, or we could possibly be searching for. Bretta, Mr. Mushroom, and potentially the Hornet. Now, I do not know the gender of most of the characters in this game. Most of the characters, well, all of the characters are bugs. I don't really care what the gender of most of the characters are in the game. But those 3 characters do present very specific genders. And Mr. Mushroom is the only one who's the male character of those. And therefore, he would be... Therefore, Mr. Mushroom is the only one that fits the pronoun he from the poem. So I'm going to guess that Mr. Mushroom is the Master Herald, and the poem is telling us where he's going. There are problems with that guess, which I'll get to. But that's what I'm going off first. It's either Mr. Mushroom or a character that I haven't thought of. Or I'm wrong about the poem. There's a lot of guessing here, so I'm gonna go with what I've guessed so far. And before I go to the next line, I'm going to talk to Zote. Precept 20. Speak only the truth. When speaking to someone, it is courteous and also efficient to speak truthfully. Beware, though, that speaking truthfully may make you enemies. This is something you'll have to bear. I mean, I agree, you should speak the truth. Precept 21. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't just walk along, staring at the ground. You need to look up every so often to make sure nothing takes you by surprise. I agree with that one too. Precept 22. Abandon the nest. As soon as I could, I left my birthplace and made my way out into the world. Do not linger in the nest. There is nothing for you there. That was a pretty good set of precepts that time. So the reason that I'm here is to pay off Divine. Yep, here you go. Kind of disgusting, but I'll take it. The Unbreakable Greed. Right, so let us put on the next Fragile Charm. The next Fragile Charm, and I'm going to come right back here, so I'm just going to put this on and come back. The Fragile Heart is the next one to upgrade. And even if I can afford this, I will not do it right now because I want to upgrade my nail. Here, have my Fragile Heart, you monster. You immediately eat it. Yes, it is so tasty. It's a perfect thing. Now, how much do I have to pay to get it back? 12,000. Well then. At least I will be collecting lots of money. 12,000 geo for the next one. I'm going to do a couple of things before I do that one with my money. But I will definitely put on the Unbreakable Greed. And other than that, I really like what I have. So I guess I'll go with this, except there's one problem. And the problem is I should always be wearing the Spore Shroom, just in case I come across Mr. Mushroom or something else that requires the Spore Shroom to read. Alright. I have a lot of notes this time, so while we're traveling back to the King's Station, I'm going to look at my notes. Great, I have looked at my notes, and the next line of the poem is, "Spawn of self, their minds unite, aside the source of acid blight." The first half of this line makes no sense to me. What could spawn of self mean? The second half, though, that means Isma's Grove to me, the source of the acid blight. Now, that came to me immediately. I'm pretty confident in that guess, and it's also, you know, this line is also one of the reasons why I came to think that this poem might be about locations in the game. Ooh, you see this enemy right here? That is one of the enemies I need to defeat more of. That's the one I was intending to complete in my Hunter's Journal this episode. So we need to find more of those. But knowing that there's one here is helpful too. I am looking for secrets, so I need to go through all of the places. Ooh, look! Another one appeared. How wonderful. The next line. "A glow in darkness, winding depths, winds all howl above fossil stone steps." The second half of that line is very straightforward to me. The second half of that line means the Howling Cliffs. The first half of that line is a little confusing. Very clearly to me, this line is talking about two different locations. Let's see if there's something here on the side. I know I've done this before, and it looks like I found this over here. Oh, huh. It's an entrance into the pleasure house. How about that? That's a pretty good indication that I've been here already. Yep, great. So this line tells me that the lines are actually talking about two locations because they make no sense together. A glow in darkness winding depths could be either the Deep Nest or the Abyss. The Deep Nest is gigantic and it would take a while to fully search, so I kind of hope this means the Abyss, just because it would be the smaller place to search. And that probably means that I'm going to search the Abyss first if I'm trying to follow this poem. Monarch flies in airs set still, to root's domain and snail once shrill. The first half of this line, the only thing I can really glean from it is the word monarch, because one of the items I have is named the Monarch Wings, which I found in the Ancient Basin. Also, the Ancient Basin is the area that has the White Palace, where the monarchs used to live. So, I think this line means the Ancient Basin. And I'm really just going off of the word monarch. The second part, the fact that root is capitalized there probably means something. But searching for the word root in my notes only came up with whispering root, which is what the little essence trees are called, and they're found literally everywhere, every area. So that's unhelpful. However, the second part of this second part, the fourth part of the line, if you will, is snail once shrill. Now, travel with me all the way back to episode 38, where I talked to the snail shaman at the ancestral mound, and he was talking to me about spells that I had collected from his family. The following is part of what he said. She does have that wonderful voice. It's no surprise her spells take on such aural force. In that, I believe he is referring to my Howling Wraith spell. That's my up spell, this one. And if he was referring to the up spell, well, I collected that in episode 9 from the Overgrown Mound, which is in the Fog Canyon. And this is a good time to say that in trying to deduce what these meant, I heavily relied on videos of me playing this game. So if I didn't have all of the recordings playing this game, I probably would have not come to the same conclusion. So I hope I'm right. Path of Worm at new lands entered, their journey's end, the kingdom ventured. If this line references another area, my only guess is the King's Pass, where I first entered new lands, and it had a plaque on the wall telling new visitors to follow the laws of the king. However, this line could not mean anything. It could just signify the end of the poem, that you've done everything now, so good job. I'm going to take a brief break to pay a little bit more attention to searching for secrets, because I'm in an area that I've only been to once. So I don't know exactly what I've done or where I could have gone. Although I've already reached the end of the area, I think. So okay. Let's go back. You've now heard all of my guesses about the poem, so now let's talk about problems with my guesses. First, the final line of the poem says, Path of Worm, which may mean that the worm is the Master Herald that the poem is talking about, and perhaps that means I have put too much time into guessing that this poem is meaningful for me, if it's really talking about the Path of the Worm. Also, that puts into question my guess that it's Mr. Mushroom that we're following around. Second, also kind of along the same lines, I have found Mr. Mushroom in exactly 2 places so far. That was the Fungal Wastes, where I found him initially, and then Kingdom's Edge. Neither of those locations appear in any of the guesses that I've made, and I've tried to make them fit, and to me they just don't. Now, where I found Mr. Mushroom in Kingdom's Edge was close to Isma's Grove, but that might be stretching it a little bit. Third, assuming that I am correct, the next place that I need to find Mr. Mushroom would be in either the Abyss or the Deep Nest. And you may note that that is a very large portion of the map to search. The Deep Nest is a huge area, and adding the Abyss to that doesn't add a whole lot, but it adds something. So even if I'm correct, there's a large amount of the map to search, even if I'm correct. It's not really narrowing it down much. The nice side of that is that I was planning to go to both of those locations anyway. Let's see here. In times past, I would have spoken with your likes, but now the rest of my cast are wonderfully, distantly deceased. If I didn't welcome you, I'd never have anyone to share my happiness with. Isn't life just wonderful? It is. I like life. It is wonderful. No doubt this one will meet its demise at the nails of the city's guards. I'll outlive you too, little grub, as I did all the others. I'm constantly thinking that there's a charm I should be wearing to talk to her. But there's not a charm that I immediately come to that just makes me look better. I tried... Well, I guess I can't equip this one. It cannot be equipped because it's only a fragment, clearly. What charm would make me look like a posh gentleman? I don't know. None of the charms just scream to me posh gentleman sort. So I guess I'm still confused by you. Eternal Emilicia, I think. I'll come back to her later, I guess. If I can think of what to wear. Because I still kind of think that it's about wearing something for her. I don't know why exactly I'm fighting this guy. I guess it's just because. He did give me 80 money. So I have answered my question. That goes down to the Royal Waterways. And up here is nothing, as we have discovered before. So I've done everything to the right of me on the map in terms of searching for secrets. So the next one is to go up the Watcher Spire. This might also get me more of the particular enemies that I'm trying to complete in my Hunter's Journal. In terms of me looking for Mr. Mushroom, I am going to attempt to follow the poem a little bit. Oh, go back up. And by a little bit, what I mean is if there's multiple areas on the poem, I'm going to try to visit them in the order they appear in the poem, in hopes that Mr. Mushroom appears in those areas. But I've got tons of other things to do in this game, so I'll be doing those tons of other things as well. And if we happen upon Mr. Mushroom somewhere where I did not expect, then we'll assume that the poem is wrong. Or my interpretation of the poem is wrong, I should say. If my interpretation is wrong, well, I will deal with that in solitude. There we go. I just completed those in my Hunter's Journal, which is great. I have accomplished one of the goals of this episode, and I've sort of accomplished it twice now because I have discovered 2 different enemies in the City of Tears to complete in my Hunter's Journal. One of them I did not know about. Huh. He's not as good at blocking my Grubberfly's elegy attacks as he is my other attacks. That's kind of neat. I just recalled that one of the things that I want to do with money is go through the servant's path, and it's not like I can spend a specific amount of money in the servant's path. I have to spend it all, especially since one of the things that has happened is there's no longer a banker, so there's no longer a place that I can store my money if I'm not spending it there. Darn. Maybe I'll have to save up for the charm for divine before I go down to the servant's path, so that I don't end up spending like 4,000 at the servant's path all at once. The other thing I could do is spend 4,000. And I say 4,000 because I'm going to spend 4,000 in the City of Tears on an upgraded nail. So with 8,000, that's 4,000 left over. Maybe I'll do that as soon as I can so that I spend the least on it. Which means maybe after I go through the City of Tears, the first thing that I'll do is go down to the Servant's Pass in the Ancient Basin and spend all of my money there in hopes that we find a door. I think I want to go the other direction first. Other direction first. So this has always confused me. This right here really feels like I should be able to go through there. But I can't. I like that I discovered the Grubberfly's Elegy is so good against these guys. Oh, and there it goes. And the problem with the Grubberfly's Elegy is it's temporary. So in this room, I don't see anything at the top. And there was a grub over here. Does the floor shake? It does not. Why does it feel so much like I should be able to go over here? That is confusing, but I don't know. And there's not a path to the right from here. Yeah, it would have to be right here, and it's not. So much for that. I have already discovered this up here, and it didn't really have much in it. Let me go up here again. Yeah, I can't really go very far up there. And then up here is just the Watcher's Tower. Is there something in the Watcher's Tower that I did not find? Nothing so far. Cannot watch longer. You're not a true watcher then. I think that I've done this before where I've tried to go into these little pockets up here, and I've been successful, but there's never been something in them. Now here's a place that there could be a secret against one of these walls. Ooh, there we go. There's another secret. Sleep beckons eternal, and these words become my last. Though my gaze shall no longer fall upon the city, I will act forever in its protection. For king, for bug, for hollow nest, I head now to my rest. The last words of the Watcher. Well, that was a cool find. And I recall, I think I did this last time too, where the elevator blocked my path. But no bother, we can go up past the elevator. This time, unlike in the last episode, I am not hitting the elevator on the way up. And then this has nothing. I can inspect it, and it's just this brief little scene of rain over the city. The tears of the sky. And then this is where we found the Watcher. So, let's go down. The next part of the City of Tears, I can't look at my map when I'm falling down. And apparently the elevator is blocking me this way too. Maybe one of these times I should actually use the elevator instead of just climbing on the walls, but I like climbing on the walls. Okay, so now that the elevator's going past, we can drop past it. The next part of the City of Tears that I have to go through has the nailsmith, so I'm going to stop there to upgrade my nail. Theoretically the last time. But first I have to get all the way down there. This is going essentially exactly where I want to go. So let's go there. Again, there's nothing in these, right? I don't think there's ever or will ever be something in there, but I've got to check. I am going to go down first. I don't remember this section of the City of Tears very much, which probably means that it was a long time ago and therefore is ripe for having secrets I did not find. My nail is already very strong. Ooh, there's another one of those guys. Although I've already completed him in my Hunter's Journal now, so there's no longer really a benefit of finding them. But still, I encountered them so infrequently that it's a surprise every time I see one. Boom! I apparently found this already. That was a money furniture. And I don't have enough soul to get... Whoa. To be all the way healthy. There we go. The Grubberfly's elegy is active once again. And now it's not, because I fell on a spike on top of an elevator. Silly elevators. I'm basically against elevators in this game. That heads downward. This... Where does this go? I think I'm going to go on the down path first, and then check this room on the way back. So up there is the room I was just in. Right up there. And in this room, there is Lem, who I could sell things to and get lots of money. But look at my collection. My collection is so nice. I mean, let's gaze upon it. Look at that. I've got 13 of those, 15 of those, 7 of those, 2 of these, and these are very rare. They're all mine, Lem. You can't have them. This is the statue to the Hollow Knight. Now that I've fought the Hollow Knight at the end of the game, I understand that statue a little bit more. The Hollow Knight sacrificed his or herself. See, I don't know the gender of the Hollow Knight. In order to save this world, to contain some of the infection or something. Then that goes into a room we've already been in, so let's go to the left. Now this room could be something. And if there's something, it would probably be up. Probably. Let's summon one of these infernal elevators and then stop it on its way. So what is on the upper path here? This is where I just was. I came out of that door not too long ago. And then... see nothing over here. So let's zip across. Ho-ho, I hit him, but he did not hit me. That was very strange. I guess we found everything in this room already. Let's go visit Agent Smith and upgrade the nail. I have searched up at the top here, I think, numerous times and not found anything that told me anything. And then on the bottom path, there is a secret entrance to the Royal Waterways, somewhere over here. Because I've come out of that entrance from the other side. Yeah, there's the Royal Waterways. And up here is the Nailsmith. Hello, Nailsmith. I have returned. I do indeed wish you to upgrade my nail once again.
Jonsha.
He's so skilled.
Garadel Akari.
My nail is much stronger, as strong as it could ever be. In only your weapon have I seen such potential. Finally, I behold the majesty of a pure nail. To think this moment has come upon me so soon. I must step outside a moment. He left. He left his little forge. I have the pure nail, the ultimate weapon of hollowness, crafted to perfection. This ancient nail reveals its true form. With a pure nail forged, my work in this lifetime comes to an end. My only remaining desire is to see and feel the nail strike true. I beg you, cut me down. As my final moment in life, I want to taste the blade's exquisite edge. After all this time, all this toil, haven't I earned it? You want me to strike you down? How about I hit you once? Purity. He didn't die from one hit, did he? What? Did I actually kill him? I got an achievement for that, but that's not what I wanted. Is he really gone? Why would you ask that of me? Well, I guess next I would like to make my way up to the Stagway at the top of this City of Tears. And I might save at that Stagway. Well, I will save at that Stagway. I may finish this episode at that Stagway. That's a very weird thing to ask your customer. Strike you down with the nail that he made? What a nonsense way to die. I mean, I guess it's what he wanted, but still. I don't want that. The pure nail, I don't know how much any of the nail upgrades do in terms of extra damage, but this is the top of the spectrum. There's not even somebody who could reproduce this nail. I always want to search the elevator shaft for something. I wonder if there's ever been a secret in the elevator shaft that I found. I don't think there has been. Well, I'm glad I got the final nail. I'm just not so happy with exactly what happened there. And then let me check my map. So to the left of me is the fungal wastes. I will go up to it, but not into it. Okay, there's the fungal waste. So now let's go through the last bit of the City of Tears. I'm not going through the Soul Sanctum because I've gone through the Soul Sanctum searching for secrets already, so I consider that part done. This I haven't actually searched in this episode, so let's go this way. There's nothing in this corridor? I guess there's not. I don't see anything that there could be. I think I saw a Zote in this corridor a long time ago. And then here's where we found the cartographer. Didn't mean to open that, meant to look at this. And then I think we've already been through everything below me in this episode. Except for this room in particular. I haven't been in this episode. I just passed through it very briefly. There's going to be an elevator there. One of those infernal elevators. So I came in here and I went down immediately last time. So this time I'm going to go to the left path and see what's over there. Wait a minute. Oh, I need to go down and then through to get to the left path. So, down over here, and then to the left. I recall this being a whole bunch of opening doors, like an opening doors quest. Because there was a ridiculous number of levers to find and to turn. I don't see anything else, so let's go back up. Fast forward, friend here. I don't have enough time to tell you about one of my favorite animals, so instead, I'll tell you about one of my favorite numbers, 27. 27 is a perfect cube, and it also has some special significance just for me. I just want to go up in this room and get to where the place that with the thing, the stagway. Just want to get to where the stagway is. After kind of doing a weird search of this room. Man, the Grubberfly's elegy is so nice. When I don't have it, I feel so weak. So what's on the right of this room? They were just little places where I believe we found essence because of the essence tree. Don't see anything else in these little rooms. There's the tree. Great. Now let's go up. This room I have been through, I think only once and a long time ago. It's not a very big room, so what could there be in it? That just goes, I mean, let me look at the elevator shaft. The elevator shaft might actually have something. Well, not really. This is the other door. This is the door where the other side of it is the fungal wastes. And I never figured out how to open that door. I want to go back down. Go back down. I never figured out how to open that door. From either side. I've been on both sides of it. Yeah, I don't know how to open this door. It's annoying that it's closed constantly. And I don't see anything up. Down over here. Oops. Haha. Naturally, I fell on a spike. Anything else over here? No. And this is the end of the episode, so I'm just going to call it right here. Next time, I am going to go to the Ancient Basin. I'm going to put all my money in the fountain, and then I will go through the White Palace again. Whether that's because the fountain did something to bring me to the White Palace, or because it didn't, and so I'll go through the White Palace anyway. In this episode, I completed 2 more entries in my Hunter's Journal, which means there's only 2 left, and only one of those which I just don't know what it is. If you'd like to see a detailed tracking sheet, I have a link in my video description. New episodes every Sunday, and thanks for watching.